So, what is the importance of walking meditation? Well, firstly, what is walking meditation? Going for a walk in the countryside, along the beach, in the park. This is not walking meditation, as meditative and calming as it may be. This is going for a walk in the countryside, a walk along the beach, or a walk in the park. It is that, and it is just that. Walking meditation is another step of developing samadhi, or I could have said walking the dog. And the development of samadhi is in order to sharpen our mental focus in order that we can perfect vipassana, which is seeing clearly in everyday life. And a very effective way of developing both clearly at the same time is through walking meditation. And walking meditation has other benefits. Apart from the health benefits of walking, and as you'll see in a minute, only a short distance, but over a number of times, can equate to quite a number of kilometers or miles in any one day, walking session. It keeps the body supple, and the respiration and cardiac system active without overexertion of either the body or the mind. It is also a welcome break when one has been sitting for a long time, and a long time is personal. For some, 20 minutes is a long time, 40 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. The time comes when you need to get up and have a stretch. Now, rather than get up after, say, 40 minutes and walking to the fridge, one gets up still mindfully and goes to one's meditation walking path and continues with meditation in the walking posture, because the Buddha taught meditation in 4 postures: walking, sitting, standing, lying down. Sitting, walking, standing, lying down, in that order of preference. Of course, sitting is where we can develop deep levels of samadhi. In walking meditation, a kind of samadhi can be developed, but not of the absorption kind of samadhi one will develop during sitting. But say, after 40 minutes of sitting, you feel you need a break, and this should be planned and predetermined, depending on what you're used to. You could then say, meditate using walking meditation posture for 20 minutes. And let's use that as an example for now, but you could call this 2 hours of sitting, 1 hour of walking, or 1 hour of sitting, half an hour of walking. Break it up according to your needs and its suitability to your physical abilities and comfort, and mental abilities and comfort, of course. So here I have a meditation path, which I've actually had to break into half, really, because it is about 20 paces long, which is ideal, and I've had to cut it into 10 in order to keep it within the camera. But you might not have this at home, most probably not. That doesn't matter. If you're not able to go out and you only have a short space, if you're using your room with some small adjustments of the furnishings and a little bit of thought, if you take your room diagonally, because that is the longest stretch, and position your furniture so that you can walk diagonally across your room. And through the winter months, when I was living in my van, which was very small, but you could stand, it was 4 paces from corner to corner. And I had it so that I could practice walking meditation very slowly, 1, 2, 3, 4 paces, and turn and back. So the smallest of rooms will do. Of course, 20 paces is ideal, as you will see. For demonstration purposes, we have 10 paces here. You then, after your walking meditation, mindfully return to your sitting posture and continue, say, with your next 40 minutes, and so on throughout your day or as long as you have. And you structure this according to your own personal requirements. This is a sand path. Chongrum, we call it in Thailand, walking meditation. And most kutis have one of these paths. This isn't mine. I've had to use one where the sun was in the right place. But I'm going to begin now, because the insects are starting to bite my ankles, other parts. So if I begin with the demonstration, if I think of anything else I need to explain, I can do that along the way. So I've marked this with some candle holders, as we ordinarily do. At night we'd have some candles in this end, and you may see the one at the other end, to mark our beginning and ending point. When you're walking in the park, on the beach, or in the countryside, you're generally going from somewhere to somewhere else, and you're going to be appreciating nature, beauty, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and touching, and all of those sensual stimulations on your journey as it is. In walking meditation, we're not going anywhere. And this is the point. We're going from there to the candlestick holder over there and coming back again, over and over again. There will be still sensory stimulation of seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and touching, but we'll be gazing just ahead of us in front, and our conscious awareness will be on the process and motion of walking. Not where we're going to or where we're coming from. Simply stepping right, stepping left, stepping right, stepping left. You can employ this in everyday life when you're walking from, say, your desk in the office to the toilet, or the coffee machine or water fountain, or if you're walking from home to the newspaper shop, or to the chai stall. You're walking, rather than thinking of where you're coming from and where you're going to, simply draw your conscious awareness towards the motion of walking, and your attention to your feet, stepping right, stepping left, stepping right, stepping left. And let me show you. So excuse me whilst I work out how to do this. Not how to walk, but how to show you. So I'll begin by adopting an upright posture again, as we do in sitting meditation. You can't see my top half, I'm pretty sure of that, but you will as I move along the path. Let me actually start here, then where you might be able to see me. No, probably not. I didn't think of that. So, an upright back, and still maintaining this ears, shoulders, elbows, hips alignment. So you're walking upright. And then we'll be drawing our attention, our conscious awareness towards our feet. So this is why you won't need to be seeing this top half. I'll go back to the beginning. And in bare feet, usually, this should be practiced because you are then feeling the ground. So make sure your path is clear, no debris, preferably level and straight. As I said, this is just 10 paces long. It's about half the ideal length, but even less is okay. Now, we don't walk particularly slowly. We should walk at just slightly below an ordinary walking pace, whatever your ordinary walking pace naturally is, just slightly slower. Now, I'm walking deliberately slow for demonstration purposes only, but in a minute I will demonstrate with the usual pace. So when we're established in comfort, we can see the other end of our path where we are going to. Having noticed, observed, brought into mind, this is our intention to walk to that point whilst only paying attention, only focusing on, with our awareness, the walking process. All other thoughts of the past, we're going to leave behind us in the past, and all thoughts that may arise about the future, we're going to leave to deal with later. For the next 20 minutes of walking meditation, we'll simply be observing our bodily function, physical activity of walking, and just that. Thoughts will arise, and I will address how we deal with that when we get to the other end. So, firstly, let's just look at the process of stepping right, stepping left, as it really is. Stepping off with our right leg, we are lifting, moving, and placing. And then almost before, or just as your right foot touches the ground, your left foot will have begun to rise. Lifting, moving, placing. So at any given point in time, we're not actually standing on two legs. Mostly when we're walking, we're only standing on one leg. Our weight is fully supported on one leg. You imagine the majority of our time, waking hours, is walking. We are usually on one leg, like this, all of this time, most of our day. We don't think of that. We think we're on both feet, on firm ground. But no, we're standing on one leg, like this. So we're lifting, moving, placing. Lifting, moving, placing. Lifting, moving, placing. Now your hands, I'll wait till I get further along so you can see, moving, placing. Lifting, 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 moving, placing. I'm going to turn to show you how we position our hands. Turning, turning, turning. Big piece of tree falling down. Good job it wasn't right here, in this spot. Otherwise I'd be saying lifting, moving, placing, dead. Hands just held, right hand, doesn't matter, relaxed, one hand in the other. Not like this, or like this, or like this, and certainly not this. Definitely not this. Simply relaxed, like this. I hope you can see that. And then lifting, moving, placing. 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 Now, lifting, moving, placing, you'll notice, means you have to walk lifting, moving, placing. Very slowly, lifting, moving, placing. Unless you can say lifting, moving, placing very quickly. So it is ideal for a very small walking path. It gives your mind a lot to be thinking about and not thinking about other things. But when we want to pick up an ordinary pace, we shorten that to stepping right, stepping left, stepping right, stepping left. There's going to be alternatives to this. You can in fact use any words you like, simply left, right, or even step, step. Anything will do. And of course you're saying this quietly in your mind to yourself. No need to be speaking it out loud, especially if you're walking to the paper shop or the chai shop, because people will think you're a little bit balmy. So we pick up the pace a little bit, starting from the beginning. We can just say stepping right, stepping left, 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 stepping right, stepping left. And when you reach the end of your walking path, that was 10 paces, so imagine it's 20, you've had a little while, you can, with this continued awareness of your feet, just say turning, 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 turning. Either before you turn or after you turn, you ask yourself, actually after you turn, because then you can notice the beginning point of your walking meditation path. I'm now looking at the candlestick in front of the camera near you, and ask yourself, from there to here, was I just thinking about walking? Or did my mind wander onto other subjects? Answer the question honestly and without judgment. It doesn't matter, because now you make the new determination, I will now walk to the beginning of the walking meditation path only with walking in mind. Stepping right, stepping left, stepping right, stepping left, stepping right, stepping left, stepping right, stepping left, stepping right, with just gazing a few feet, well, a few meters rather, a couple of meters, few meters in front of you, about 3 or 4 paces. You will see in your peripheral vision the end point of the path, but your focus should not be sharp, relaxed, just about 3 to 4 paces in front of you, relaxing your face so that your eyes also relax. Focus becomes soft. This is how you maintain your gaze throughout the duration of the distance from one end to the other. Stepping left, stepping right, stepping left, stepping right, stepping left, stepping right, stepping left, stepping right, and turning. I think it's a good idea to always turn clockwise or anti-clockwise, but always the same way. Turning, turning, turning. You can alternate if you feel more comfortable and you can remember, but the advantage of always turning one way, clockwise for example, is you do not have to think, you just turn. And it's more steadying than mixing it up. I've turned and my focus now is on the end point, the final candlestick. And I ask myself, was I thinking of anything else other than walking between there and the beginning again? Just that stretch of path, just that one 10-meter or 20-meter distance. Now, of course, I was talking to you, so in effect, I was really only thinking about stepping right, stepping left, because I've really got no more room in my mind to be thinking about anything else. So this is a good meditative exercise for me, and you can think the same way. You are bringing your awareness by saying stepping right, stepping left. You are occupying your attention. But of course, the reason we're doing this is to really appreciate, with establishing mindfulness, the nature of walking. So I want you to understand, as your feet are touching the sand or the grass or the concrete or the carpet, as they are walking like this, the feel of that beneath your feet, as your heel touches the middle of your foot and the front of your foot and lifts. I'm feeling sand sticking there to my hands. Same with your feet. It'll be hot, it'll be cold, it'll be neutral. There will be feeling there underneath the soles of your feet. Bring your awareness to this. Notice. Is it liking? Do you like it? I don't really like the feeling of sand on my hands like that. Know that. Understand. Notice. It's how your mind is reacting. If liking, if it's soft, sand, neutral temperature, warm carpet, or if it's cold tiles, or even hot concrete. Notice liking, disliking, hot, cold, maybe damp, wet, or dry. Be aware. Notice in your knees if there's discomfort, your hips. Notice the feeling in your hands. They're relaxed just in front of you, like this. Is there any dampness, sweating? I'm a little damp and sweating because it's exceptionally hot now. The sun has come out. When I began, it was still the aftermath of yesterday's rain, a little cloud. It's clearing up. I'm going to get quite a bit too warm for too much meditation here. So this is why we have these paths deep in the forest, where they're nice and shady. Okay, so we're going to pick up the pace because we don't walk abnormally slowly. And this is where you can continue with stepping right, stepping left, stepping right, stepping left. Or, in this tradition, we use the mantra Bhutto, as we use continually throughout our day, as our bringing awareness, attention back to mindfulness mantra. Rather than labeling everything we do, we're always coming back to this one word, Bhutto, reminding us of the Buddha, the awakening and enlightenment, all of the purpose and objective and goals, this practice of the Noble Eightfold Path of Sila, Samadhi, Panya, moral virtue, meditation, of which this is part of, and the development of wisdom. Of course, which of this is part of also. We're developing the wisdom, which doesn't come intellectually from a book, but from really experiencing the feelings in the body of walking. So I would walk normally saying, Bhutto, 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 stopping, turning, Bhutto, 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 stopping, turning, Bhutto. Now you don't have to say stopping, and you'll notice I didn't actually stop to contemplate, because I'm habitually not doing this. I would just continue walking, but I am We do ask ourselves as we get to the end, were we thinking of anything other than walking on that stretch of path? If we need to stop to bring that into the thinking and really honestly answer ourselves, were we just thinking about walking, then we stop. Sometimes, along the path, halfway, we'll notice we are not thinking about boo, do, boo, do, boo, do. Oh, I'm thinking about lunch, I'm thinking about dinner, I'm thinking about work, the children. Oh, got to the end. That's it. You're at the end of the path. It's okay. Where did I start thinking about something else? It was about halfway. Now you don't stop. You can do. But as you're going to get to the end of the path shortly, it's better to wait until you get to the end of the path and use that as the juncture to stop and ask yourself. Maybe it's a thought that needs addressing. Now the beauty of walking meditation is you can perhaps just say, look, I am thinking about that. It is giving me cause for concern, but it can wait until later. So I will make a mental note of just dealing with that later after this period of meditation. Bearing in mind, you will probably be going back to sitting meditation after this. So you're just reminding yourselves that all aspects of your life in relation to the past and in relation to the future are to be left for this period of meditation. Maybe it's 2 hours, comprising 40 minutes sitting, 20 minutes walking, 40 minutes sitting, 20 minutes walking. It's only 2 hours of your day. You sleep at night for a lot longer than that. These things of the past and these things of the future can be left to be dealt with later. And we continue. Boo, do, boo, do, boo, do, boo, do, boo, do, boo, do, boo, do. Or turning, 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 stepping right, stepping left, stepping right, stepping left, stepping right, stepping left, stepping right, stepping left. You'll notice the words you use will determine the pace at which you walk. If you need to slow yourself down, you can use more words. If you need to speed yourself up, you can use less. But choose words that are evocative of calm, of peace. Choose words that are simple and not thought-provoking. It sounds obvious. I'm stepping right, stepping left. I'm stepping right, stepping left. Yes, we don't want to be overly analytical. I'm not using this particular muscle to raise this particular bone and position this joint in this particular place and so on. No, we're just simply walking. But all of the time, remembering, relax your face, breathe. I don't want to give you too much to think about, but you need to incorporate all of this, relaxing your face, being aware of your breath and your meditation object of feeling the surface of the ground beneath the soles of your feet, your other bodily feelings, temperature, feel of your skin, external environment. You have plenty of time to be taking into account all of this. Plenty to occupy your mind and have a very wholesome and calming effect on your mind as you walk. You'll find, after practicing this meditation for some time, even this time I've been doing this, talking to you, my body has settled even though it's moving. It's settled into the posture of walking rather than settling into the posture of sitting. And my mind has become calm. I'm no longer thinking about finding the correct position of this phone to show you this, or who and what may go on in my surrounding environment. There is some distraction external. There always will be. I have a fly, you might hear it on this microphone, buzzing in my left ear. Oh, and now my right ear. It's easy to wander and think, well, why does it just choose my left ear and not my right ear? And you get to the end of the path and you say, what was I thinking about? I was thinking about, why was that fly in my left ear and not my right ear? Even when I turn, it follows the left ear. This is what I was thinking. This was not my intention. So you re-establish, make that determination. Looking at the end of the path, at the focus point there, the candlestick. No, I will just bring my attention back to walking. And if needs be, go back to how you began. Lifting, moving, placing. 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 This is quite simply how we practice walking meditation. It is very beneficial towards mental development, and it's also good for physical awareness, physical development in terms of keeping your body flexible. If I'm walking 20 paces of about 1 meter, and you walk up and down for 40 minutes, you will walk up and down 20 paces about 100 times. I know this because I used to use my mala, and that has 108 beads. I flick a bead at the end of each distance of the path. And 108 meters, 108 times 20 is 2016, I think. I think you'll find it's about 2 kilometers. I'm not sure, 100% sure. But anyway, it works out at about a mile for us English people. So my mala, 108 beads, on a 20-meter path, walking up and down. And there was a time when I was working, where I was standing, I was outside, not much to do. So I put a piece of rubbish that I'd pick up and find and put it at the end of one piece. It's just somewhere because there was no paths. I was in a field. So I'd put a piece of stick or something there, walk 20 paces, put something else that I could use, and that's my distance. Then I'd walk up and down with my mala, and at the end of the whole circuit of my mala, 108 beads, I'd walked 1 mile. Now, we don't all walk 1 mile every day. If we do, we generally notice. If you walk 1 mile doing this, you don't notice. These days you can use your phones or your stepometers or whatever, but I'd encourage you to not have those on your person whilst doing this. They're only going to cause distraction. You might even want to just look at the time. If you look at the time, something else will draw your attention, a notification or anything. So leave those away from your meditation practice if you can. I think that's all I had to say about walking meditation, but if you have any questions at all about this, please just put them in the comments. Now, I had one question about could I cover the 5 hindrances towards meditation, and I will make a video concerning the 5 hindrances, but actually each and every one of these videos I make, I'm addressing these hindrances all of the time. This is what the practice is. This is our life. These 5 hindrances that occur in meditation come up in everyday life too, and are what are the obstacles to our success in anything, either materialistically or spiritual success. It is the same hindrances which will impede that result. Now, I've made a whole section of videos at the beginning on this channel. It was only 8 months ago, albeit there's, I think, over 1,000 videos. Not long ones, there's lots of short ones. There is, I think, a whole bunch of videos, shorts, on just that very subject. But I will cover it again in a longer video now I'm here, and that will be in the near future, as well as other topics that are coming up. So I shall leave it there for today, and if this is useful, I hope you can please use it, and please share it with your friends, associates, family, if you think it might be useful to them, whether they're interested in meditation or whether they're not. They may not be interested in Buddhism, it doesn't matter. These are life, I think they call them hacks these days. These are ways of becoming happy, of making our lives run more smoothly, of developing peace and serenity and calmness. And everybody, whoever they are, whatever their persuasion, nature, everybody wants that. Thank you for watching.